What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This one's going to be about basically funny stories that's happened in a building trade or building experiences, whereas people have made fuck-ups or made mistakes, so you can really see what's went on. I'll give you a couple of my own, but I'll start this off with my week so far. It's only Wednesday, and I've had an absolute fucking disaster. I've spent so much time fucking about with growy fittings that are meant to be amazing. Crosswater concealed cisterns disaster and a crosswater waterfall tap, which was basically, it's leaking via the spout, which is causing me nothing but problems, honestly. Right, so we're going to get down to the fuck ups, right? Matter that we all have them. Some people don't admit them. I like to admit them because I think they're funny and people learn from it, right? So the first one I ever had was one of the biggest ones. Sorry, I'll give you 3 examples of mine. Basically, I was working at Edinburgh Napier Uni, cutting big metal steel rod. Right, this stuff's solid, 10mm, screwed rod. And what I done was, I basically yanked it back and I smacked the car. I didn't just tap the car, I smacked the car, dented it, scraped it. I smacked it and then dragged it and scraped it. I don't know, what kind of idiot does that? I don't know. This fucking idiot. So, goes home. You know what I mean? I'm panicking all day. I'm like, car park, loads of cars. Nobody's going to know it was me. Goes in the next morning. Boss goes, Fraser, you got anything to tell me? I'm like, no, mate. Just chilling. I went, no, I'm good. I'm here a nice week. Relaxed. Wee bit of saucy. What happens? Did you hit a car yesterday? Me? No me, mate. No me. What? No me? He goes, what's that, mate? It's a video of me going, both, scrape. And then basically sprinting off. Second one, I was a 3rd year apprentice working in Perth High School. And basically what happened was, I ended up going to the job on my own. I don't know why the fuck I'd done it on my own. I was like 18, 19, still a wee laddie, still an absolute numpty. And basically, there was a hot, a cold going into a Belfast sink that we were disconnecting all the cleaners sinks. I basically couldn't get the water off, so I froze it. Underneath that hot pipe was a hot return. So a hot return is basically, it keeps constant circulation to the hot tap so that it stays hot, basically in a nutshell. So what happened was I froze it. It froze beautifully, no pipes, and all I heard was, and the poppy ice just, boom, flinged, popped out the cap, and then a big water hashing it fucking everywhere. I'm like, oh, trying to stop this water, right? I'm not even joking. Absolute. I'm in like the office, the secretary's office, and then behind is all the school files, and water is absolutely hammering at it, flying at it. I was like, oh no. Oh, fucking no. And bear in mind, this water is absolutely scalding hot. I've got big gauntlet gloves on because you need them for freezing, covering up this pipe. I was like, I couldn't get the water off. And then I was like, oh, I need a cap end. So, because I couldn't get my fitting on. So I was like, oh, I was like actual panicking. Soaking, running through a school. The bell had just went. Water flooding out the door. Sprinting to the other halfway, get my tools and a cap end, get back. Files all ruined, water pissing fucking everywhere. Absolute disaster. I'm not even joking. This is the biggest fucking fuck up ever. Panicking. Boss went mental. I think the school tried to throw me out, but at the end of the day, they didn't hear anybody else, and I ended up keeping it, but holy crap. Anyway, let's get down to some stories of other tradesmen, builders, plumbers, and gas fitters. As I said, let's get down to it. So first one on the agenda is, a few years ago, I was working in a house replacing radiators and pipework. There was an immense heat wave and I'd been on this job for around 6 hours and the sweat had made my clothes stick to me. I was just packing up and looking forward to the cold beer waiting for me. And as I stood up, my head went through a clear glass shelf containing collectible plates apparently priceless. Holy fuck. I found myself juggling the plates as they rained down on me in what seemed to be slow motion. I couldn't believe none of them got broken. I was feeling relieved when one final plate, not wanting to miss the action, took a dive off the shelf and broke clean in half across my head. The customer looked in horror before very kindly offering me to plant in his garden if I didn't get the fuck out of the house. I don't think I've ever moved so fast. Oh, brother, that is an absolute disaster. Andy comes up. Fitting a new bedroom floor in an empty house for one of my landlords, ready for the tenants to move in, and thought, one more screw over there and done. Straight through a central heating pipe. Didn't know it until taking tools to the van, water pissing through the ceiling. Dining room. Fuck. Unlucky, bro. Ran to the van for the hose and drain off spanner. Knocked door so that it shut behind me and Yale lock, so locked out. Oh, bro, you've just been locked out. Tool bag inside, keys and shelf near door on the inside. Try not to panic. Get a wire that used to be a coat hanger from the van to pick up the key through the letterbox. Just as I looked at the neighbour who was now behind me, made me jump, wanting me to give them a quote for work, made me drop the key, put back to the van for the magnet and plumb line while chatting to the neighbour, pretending to be calm and fishing for the key. Told neighbour I'll be over in an hour to get rid and finally get the key. Water was falling like a waterfall, ceiling water stain, carpet is flooded and no drain off to be found. Up in the loft, belt off the tie bulk up, running around like an idiot and only started business up the month before. Oh my god. Landlord rings. Andy, while you're there, check dining room ceiling and floor, could you? I think it's had a leak under that for your doing and may need sorting. I say, I've just started taking the floor up in case I've hit a pipe because water's dripping. I've possibly caught a pipe with a weeping joint. Leave it with me. Now that was lucky. Mate, you have literally just become the luckiest man on the planet if that's the case. If you've just flooded the guy's house and the landlord's phoned you saying there's a wee leak. Hats off to you, my man. That's what you call an absolute save. Years ago, I used to do the contract work for a council where we did thousands of bathrooms, all pretty much the same. One day I was in one which had been gutted and all of a sudden I needed a shit badly. The bathroom door was off the hinges and it was on the ground floor off the kitchen, but I had to go. So I put the door roughly where it needed to be, found the black bag and cracked on squatting. Mid-poo I could hear, "What are you doing?" repeatedly. The fear of the tenant walking in mid-squat made me poo as fast as possible. Cleaned up and tied the bag sharpish. Sheepishly went into the kitchen only to find a parrot asking me, "What you doing?" Oh my god, my man, that is an absolute horrific show. Alright, that was pretty brutal. So the next one is Jay. Oh, lads, this is actually my biggest nightmare. So what happened is Jay took a shit upstairs and his labourer downstairs had just removed the toilet to fix it back down. Came downstairs to find my labourer swimming in my own shit. To this day, he never found out. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. So guys, there's a couple of stories here. I'm going to give you maybe two more, and this one is possibly a contender for my favourite. Years back, I was a call-up plumber for a housing association and got called out to no water coming through any of the hot taps in the property. Piece of piss, I thought, so I grabbed the float valve and off I went. I thought it would be a 10-minute job. Once there, I jumped up in the loft and was surprised to see the storage tank full of water and float valve working fine. I checked the gate valve in the airing cupboard to see if the customer had been messing about with it, even though it was working fine. There was a lot of insulation and rubbish in the storage tank, so I deduced the pipe and must be blocked, so back up in the loft I went and stuck my finger in the cylinder outlet and confirmed it was a blocked solid with loft insulation. I spent a good 5 minutes ramming and poking and picking out blockage with my finger, then a screwdriver, but couldn't get it clear. I wasn't confident enough at the time as I was a plumber to bung the tank and cut the pipe, so I got a bucket and made Christ knows how many journeys up and down the loft to empty the tank. I would have siphoned it, but my hosepipe wasn't long enough. Once water level was low enough, I cut the pipe only to discover it wasn't loft insulation blocking the pipe. It was in fact a dead mouse, and I'd spent the best part of 10 minutes ramming my finger up its arse. My guy, my fucking guy. So guys, I'm going to finish up on this one, but I'd like to know if you've enjoyed this, like and give me a wee subscribe, leave a comment if you want part 2, because there's plenty of videos, there's plenty of comments, there's plenty of fuck ups, so I'd love to do a part 2 for these if you're interested. We'll try and get something going every Wednesday, which would be awesome, so hit the subscribe button, leave a like. Back when I was an apprentice joiner, I was fitting a PVC door. Had to knock out a bit of brick, knocked too much out and smashed the brand new telly off the next door neighbour's wall. Did what any 18-year-old would do. Ran like fuck, got the bus home, boss called later that day and was pissing himself. Couldn't avoid him. He lived in the house facing me. Listen, see the best thing when you make fuck ups. Just be honest, tell the client, tell the customer, and it'll all be alright. Hopefully. But I hope you enjoyed it. Like for a part 2. And I'll see you in the next video. There's a vlog coming this weekend, and I need some positivity for the rest of the week because it has been a horrific start. See you then, guys.